Julia Okujax. I'm Julia Okujax. Welcome, and this is Brandit. Welcome to yet another edition of Brandit. Hey, Brand Stars. Welcome to another episode, yet another episode of Brandit. I tell you, I really enjoy this time that we spend together every Sunday. And today we're going to talk about what's your lane? What does staying in your lane mean when it comes to branding? Now, that popular phrase, stay in your lane, generally means mind your own business or stick to what you know or how you know how to do things. Stick to what you know. It's a familiar phrase, isn't it? You know it, and people usually say stay in your lane when they want you to say, okay, hey, don't infringe on my own territory. Stay within the bounds of your own territory. And that can be good advice sometimes. It was made popular in about 2017 when somebody said it to somebody else, and not in a very nice way, in a slightly disparaging way on TV in one of the shows in America, one of the talk shows in America. Now, a fun fact is stay in your lane is typically a metaphor for driving. And you know what we do with brands? We are the ones who are driving our brands. We are the ones creating and driving our brands to where we want them to go. Now, it's like stay in the lane, choose your lane and stay in it. Don't zigzag. Because when you zigzag in and out of lanes, you might cause an accident. If not by yourself, because some people can have an accident all by themselves, you can also cause the person around you, the car, the motorist around you, or behind you. Yeah, you could cause like a 10 car pileup. So it's important to choose your lane and stay on it. But there are different kinds of lanes. There are bus lanes. Even in Nigeria, we have the dedicated bus lanes called the BRT in Lagos State. We have biking lanes, lanes for bikers outside this country. You know, we also have lanes for when you want to make a turn, lanes for where that's if you're a driver. Okay, I mean that if you drive cars, not like a professional driver, but if you drive cars, you know which one is a fast lane, you know the lane you have to stay when you're going a long distance and you don't need to turn too quickly, and you also know the slow lane. That's the one that people typically, when I was learning how to drive, that's where I stayed on the slow lane for a long time, I can tell you. You know. Now, what are lanes? Lanes are really there to help us put guardrails around us to a large extent, to help us focus on where we're going, what we're doing. So, as a brand, how does this relate to you? It's useful to choose your niche, to choose your path, who you want to be. Why do you want to be that person? Very important. Why do you want to be that brand? How are you going to show up as that brand? So you choose your lane. That is what it is. And once you choose it, stick to it. If I came here one Sunday and I started dancing, well, I love chair dancing. At least like I love music. But if I came here and instead of doing my normal chair dancing, I'd come here and I'll just be doing one TikTok dance. You're like, when did she become a TikToker? I don't know her like this, you know. So I choose my lane. I know that I don't do humor too well. So I can't tell a good joke. I mean, I always forget the punchline because I get caught up in laughing about the joke. So I don't do humor very well. And sometimes I forget the story. So I have my notes usually around with me. But when I'm excited about something like this, I want to talk about it. Now, why did I want to talk about this in the first place? Well, a member of my team, and truly, like I said, I have people around me who they keep me honest. And they said, why don't we talk about staying in your lane? And I said, yeah, okay, how is this relevant for a brand? So she said, she brought it up to me and I said, okay, let's think about it. I didn't know I was going to come up with all of this. I'm sure she's kind of shocked herself at how much I have to say. So stay in your lane means have a focus, stick to your focus, be known for something. But question, curious minds also to know, can we change lanes? Can we switch lanes? Of course we can. You know, it all begins with who you imagine yourself to be and where you're going to from the get go. If you're made to be a Me Too brand, and there's some people who, and this is not no shade, no shame. There are some people who do thrift, and that is what they do. Thrift is thrift. You can call it pre-loved, and that's your way of distinguishing your brand. You can call it pre-owned. You can call it thrift. You can call it a creaker. Whatever you want to call it. You can call it lovely second time around. I've seen a shop like that abroad in America somewhere, second time around, and the clothes were gorgeous, I tell you. You know. So you go ahead and you are a Me Too brand. That means you're following a convoy. And let me tell you, there are many of us are Me Too brands because there's nothing new under the sun. What is the difference? It could be in the way you sell, the style you sell, the extra bit of knowledge, or the energy. Some people have big energy, some people have low energy. I don't know what my energy is level is. Sometimes it's popping, sometimes it's like, oh God, it's raining outside. Do I need to go to bed and sleep? You know. But then yes, we can do the follow the leader, or we can follow the leader of the convoy to a certain point and diverge, and that is where who you are, your identity comes out. Now, switching lanes is possible. You know, why do you want to switch lanes? What new information do you have about yourself, about your brand, about the people who like your brand? What has come into your consciousness? What are you open to? What are you present to? New information that will make you switch lanes or decide that you don't want to drive a salon car anymore. You want to drive a bus. So you have to go to another lane. You know, it can happen. So let's go back to the driving metaphor. What do you do when you're driving a car and you realize you have to switch lanes? Otherwise, you might miss your exit. You slow down, you check your rear view mirror, you check your side mirror. Why do you do that? Because you don't want for there to be an accident. You turn on your trafficator or indicator lights and you make sure it's clear. Then you're moving. And what happens if you miss the turn point? And that turning point might be the time when you want to jump on another brand manifestation. You wait until it's safe and you come back and do a U-turn and get back. There's always a way to get back to where you want to get off your exit. But if you force it, you're gonna crash land it. Trust me. Do not force it. Do it naturally. But what you shouldn't do is to jump lanes. Don't jump from a motor car lane to a bicycle lane to a bus lane and back again. It's going to get you into trouble. And then you have to decide. That means that you haven't decided what you are. Are you a bus? Are you a motor car, a salon car? Are you a bicycle? What are you? Because you can't be all these things at the same time. You can't be. So, how is this relevant to your growing business and your brand? Let's take a mega global brand like Procter and Gamble. They can and they do have I was going to say hundreds, but probably hundreds. That's an exaggeration. But they have loads and loads of brands that you and I don't even know are Procter and Gamble brands, P&G brands. They have loads of brands, but they can do that because they have a team of experts working to explore new markets, develop new markets, and audiences. They can create. They have enough deep pockets money to create advertising, marketing, and public relations campaigns, all of which would help to keep each little brand in its lane. And some of these brands you will never know unless you go and read the back of the packet that this is a P&G brand. And how many of us read the back of the packet? So many of them, we'll do a PA study on P&G one of these days and you'll be amazed. I read a book by one of the presidents. Yeah, was it PepsiCo? Yeah, it was PepsiCo. Sorry, so it's not of P&G. But P&G has many brands, all of them in personal care, actually. You know. But what can we do as growing businesses? Because we don't have this army of people, even though we should have a team. Number one, I'd say, please, as much as you can, have friends who can help you. Don't go for free advice all the time, but where you can, have friends who can always help you. Ask them. And where you can't do it for free or get it for free, either online, off the internet, or from your friends, pay for the advice. If it is that important to you, for you to do it properly. And I would say it is important for you to do it properly. Otherwise, you migrate to another brand and nobody knows who you are again. I know of someone who is a professional. Now, for the sake of this, let's say the person is an accountant, right? The person also sells fabrics. The person also writes books. The person also postures as a motivational speaker. Now, I am a bit confused because when the person shows up, I don't know which manifestation is coming to me. And that's why you have to, first of all, especially as a growing brand, establish who you are. Once you establish who you are, people trust you. You've built your community, your tribe. People trust you. And when you go in a particular direction, because they trust you, they'll follow you. In Nigeria, we have a saying, follow who Sabi road. So you've trusted that person knows the way. So I'll give you another example. There's someone who is in the marketing business. She is really good at marketing. She talks, she breathes, she uses marketing expertise. And you can wake up from sleep and she'll do it. She's helped businesses grow and expand, and now she's expanding into the area of hospitality. Now, with that same expertise that she has created and trust, reputation, personal image that she has as in marketing, she has transferred it to this hospitality brand. So it's something that you need to look at. People will trust her, people will follow her, and she won't derail. Last word on this for now. Staying in your lane doesn't mean being boxed up or remaining in your comfort zone. Not at all. We all grow, or at least we all should grow. And as we reflect on how we want to grow and show up in the world, we have to decide how many sides of us we want to show. You can be a 10-speed bike and you're only content with staying with 2 speeds or 3 speeds. You can bring out all your 10 speeds, your full potential, but bring them out at different times. You can go from 0 to 60, 0 to 100 all at once. I hope this has been helpful to you. Let us know. Like, comment, share your experiences with us, and we'll see you next week. Bye for now.